Hi, the TAKful Creator here. Okay, let's get started. May God the Creator bless us. May God the Redeemer heal us. May God the Holy Spirit enlighten us. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hands to do the work of God. Feet to walk the path of justice, and mouths to preach the good news. May the angel of peace, prosperity, love, abundance, guidance, grace, mercy, kindness, and regality watch over us and lead us to the reign of God. Ashe. Ooh, we have a little, someone with soft lips. Okay, so what do we have here? All right, so first we have our descriptive cards. Someone with soft lips, acts like a prude. They don't really like drinking too much. They don't really like drugs. Either they are part of AA or they just don't really engage. That could be the prude-like nature. Maybe they're too young to engage. They're just not old enough for it yet. But just know that this person does not miss a beat, okay? They have nothing but forward movement, okay? They don't lack in that regard at all. They may enjoy dyeing their hair black, which is kind of cool, because black is a sense of protection. So, maybe they know it, maybe they don't, but they are cloaking their crown chakra, right? So they're protecting and offering privacy to the crown of their head, right? The top chakra there. And then also providing a sense of secrecy, right? To their power lines, which would be their hair, okay? But just know that this person, their power lines, they have faded sides, right? Which means they have a gradation where there's not much hair at where the ears are, and then once you get a little bit higher above the ear, then you have a little bit more hair, and then the top of their hair, is probably full and luscious, okay? So it's faded and kind of like shaved sides, and maybe the back just a little bit. So if they're a girl, for example, and want to have a super cool hairstyle, maybe they have the back shaved off in a cute design, and then when they put their hair down, you don't see it. But if they had like an updo, a ponytail, you'll be able to see the artwork, right? So that's what I'm getting here. So they have forward movement. They have a sense of cloakedness, privacy to them, but they like to be a rebel, right? They like to kind of push the envelope, and you can see that edginess with their hair, right? Their root chakra is extremely activated, so that means that wherever they are, they feel a sense of belonging. Confirmation, since I stuttered. They feel a sense of belonging, okay? So they're extremely grounded. They understand who they are in the world, which means they're not of the world, okay? They understand what their role is and how they can maneuver, but they know that the world is much more powerful than them, okay? And they're able to kind of flow with that in a way that benefits them and other people around them. But they're not fully prudish, okay? That's where that edginess with the hair comes into play. They're not fully prudish, but they do have some kind of, we talked about regality in the prayer, they do have some kind of upright nature to them that maybe doesn't engage in lower vibrational antics, okay? So they're most likely American, and because they're American and we're in the melting pot, they can be classified as other. So they're probably mixed with a few different locations, a few different cultures, but in America they can be labeled black or white. They don't have too much of a distinguishment culturally, okay? So saying that they're American is okay with them, okay? That could be why their root chakra is so activated. Their sense of belonging is that they don't even need to claim a land. They are, so they may also be a gun owner. And if this is a masculine and his feminine energy, part of the LGBT community, they have fallen from grace, so they're not spiritual, okay? Even though they are moral and ethical, it's not spiritually based, okay? So they're higher frequency only because of this prude-like nature that doesn't enjoy engaging in like low frequency activities, okay? So we're sensing more that this gun owner may be Guatemalan, right? Spanish, but can come off kind of crazy. And that's the reason why they're so reserved and they move in this prude light, is because they know that maybe there's a trigger to them that could result in chaos and craziness. But that's just because culturally that's how people are. You know, he doesn't see much example, you know, of people acting in a more righteous way without this craziness attached. Okay, so this American that has some kind of Guatemalan descent is on the taller side, but we see Satanist cult here. Okay, so is that the reason why they're not attached to spirituality? Okay. Oh, hi Divine. Can you show me no? Thank you. Can you show me yes? Thank you that we're on the right track. Thank you. We need to double back. All right. And clear it. So, you're confirming that this person is attached to more of a Satanist cult. Okay, so what does that mean? They are attached to a group that denounces religion, that denounces the light, that denounces anything that doesn't talk about the ills or the woes of society. Okay, so in essence, they are just a person moving through society without God. Yeah, that's what a Satanist could be called, because the world is Satan's world, right? The world is the devil's world, and if you're just walking through it blindly, even though you're, you know, doing everything quote unquote right, fundamentally right? If you're walking through it blindly, then you are still being a follower of the devil in a sense. But if you have awareness, then you automatically are moving in more of a light. It could be a karmic light or whatever the case is. We don't know where your frequency is at, but it's in the light, which means you are in a better direction. Okay, now get it. Here's a path and here's a path. Here's the light path. Here's the dark path. If you are right here on the path and you look across, you are still technically in the same place, right? Karmic light, karmic darkness. Difference is karmic light moves in the direction of light, whereas karmic darkness doubles back and moves in the direction of darkness. So even though we're talking about you're acting karmic, you know, not moving in line with God, but you are not engaging in drugs, not engaging in alcohol, not engaging in promiscuity, because this person is not too sexual. They're pretty modest by this card over here. If you're not engaging in all of those things, that's great. You're heightening your frequency. So you are here, right? Because you see the light. You're on the path in line with the karmic light here, who has to learn to be modest and has to learn, you know, to not engage so much in drugs and alcohol. Now, we're not talking about the drugs of earth, like, you know, certain opiates. We're talking about like hard drugs, like the ones that will leave you in a mental prison or that you can overdose on. Like, we're talking about like really bad drugs. When we're saying low frequency, we're talking about excessive drinking. When we're talking about the no drinking here, no excessive drinking. Maybe they don't partake in drinking at all, but this could also mean they only like seltzers, you know, spiked seltzers or something like that, or a beer. Like, they don't really like, I don't know, like strong alcohol. Okay, now again, they're both on the same path in the same part, but one's karmic, even though they're doing all the right things, they're just not in line with God. And the other one is not karmic, removing itself from the karmic, but they're in line with God. Okay, so how do we have this energy kind of moving in an atheist light that's not atheist, right? That's where this fallen angel keeps coming from, this queen that has fallen. They're moving in a karmic light that's not of light. They have a nose ring. They're pretty slim. They act gullible and naive, and that's probably what this seems like. You know, their whole life seems like an act, so that they appear to be a good person, when in actuality they're not. They're probably battling demons, battling negativity, battling harshness, battling insecurities, battling other people, battling themselves, not engaging, not offering collective work, not communicating well with others, not, you know, being the light in someone else's life. You get light by being light. But this person wants to be in the shadows. Okay, well, being in the shadows is offering them wealth, which is good. But in essence, it's saying short or a midget. This could mean their height. But what I'm getting is that, you know, because they're easily fooled and because they're kind of gullible, not really tethering themselves to true fundamentals, they're just doing whatever seems good. You know, it means that a dunce, you know, people can swindle them for that wealth. Okay, they're gullible. They can make wealth easy because they're just moving through the 3D. However, people can see that you're making money, and then people want to take that money from you because you're so quick to offer it. Well, why are you so quick to offer it? Because everything with you is superficial. If you're moving in the 3D, kind of being blinded by what's going on, everything has to be superficial. You lack the awareness. Okay, God is awareness. So, what is this person spending their money on? Cosmetic surgery, this wealth, cosmetic surgery, maybe gear that is tethered to the Buddhist culture. So they're getting like shrines and stuff. They're spending money on, you know, things that they see on TikTok and not understanding the cultural significance, not understanding, you know, the spiritual significance of it. They're just getting these things as if they're props and toys. And they're acting optimistic about it. But again, this optimism is on top of the Satanist. So it's like, is this a mask they're putting on? It's like they're getting all of these things. They're embarking in the antiques the Buddhists would have, the materials, the practices, or, you know, just the aesthetic. But they're being optimistic. They're like, hey, this is going to let everyone know I'm a good person. But they're not realizing, like, the universe has to see you're a good person. You can't dupe the universe by duping people around you. All you're doing is duping people who are susceptible to deception, because you're wanting to deceive. You get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. You're only going to align with people who will accept your deception, and those people are lower frequency. You don't have many higher frequency people that are pure gullible and are gullible. No, the higher frequency people appear gullible because they have to offer themselves in such a high vibrational way, which is kind of like overly give themselves in a way that is like polished and positive. And in actuality, once they hear from their creator that this person is no longer deserving, they sever ties. A gullible person wouldn't sever ties. Okay? Now, we're going to understand more about what this North Node is and why it needs attention so bad. Okay? Well, it just told us it's because this person is stuck or fixed. They don't want to change. They think what they're doing is right. They're in a sense offering a cosmetic surgery to themselves. They're altering their hair, shifting their hair, thinking that it's adding to their power. But what it's doing, it's taking away from what little power they have left. The only way to add to their power is focusing on this North Node that needs attention. Okay, so we're about to understand, because I'm getting tall giant because they think they're, you know, bigger than life. They're mentally delayed, actually. So even though this person has so much forward movement, they're moving, they're getting stuff done, and it seems like they have such a long record of achievements. In actuality, those achievements are like in a circle, in a revolving circle. So like they're not new achievements, they're returning achievements that they could just talk about in a different time frame. So let's see what these achievements may be. that they need to stray away from so that they can see where the power truly lies. Okay, so we have someone's a compulsive liar. Maybe talked about a scratch off. Oh, okay. So they're a compulsive liar. They enjoy gambling. That's where the scratch offs are, because I'm not the winners covered. So we're getting more like they enjoy playing the lottery. They enjoy investing in large like cash grabs. Okay, but may not be too lucky there to get it. They just blindly, that's why we have this divine blindness here. They just blindly throw their money. They're just playing the same numbers on repeat instead of seeing like hints and clues by the divine, maybe to play a certain number, play a certain group of numbers, play every so often, only give certain amount of money. This person just does it in an excessive light, like to where, it's not offering them any growth in a lull season. So what does that mean? So let's say you get paid every 2 weeks. You're playing the lottery so that in between those 2 weeks, you can still have a little bit of extra money until that next week when you're getting paid. Well, this person is not making anything back from the scratch offs or playing the lottery. So in actuality, they're wasting money for a week to have nothing that next week, to then do it all over again the following week. So it's like, and then they're lying about it. They're not, fessing up to the point. Because, they're not fessing up, but they don't need to fess up. That's the weirdest part. Like, they're a grown adult, so they don't have anyone to answer to. But when something happens, the first excuse is that they don't have the resources. And no one's asking them, well, why don't you have the resources? Because they're a grown man. And I'm getting grown man. I'm not really getting a woman here, because a woman would explain anyway. But, confirmation. But I'm getting more like a grown man. It's just like, oh, I don't know where the money's going. Like, they're probably docking my hours. But they're not. They're not docking your hours. They're not doing it. You're gambling it. And you're not receiving anything from it. Why? Because your North Node needs attention. You are not spiritually aligned with the divine. Okay? Yep, this is a lengthy message. And there is a tarot reader. That's a sociopath. Okay, no, there's a tarot reader. Confirmation. And there's a sociopath. And they're not the same person. That's why we're having a lengthy message. Confirmation. All right, so we're about to get into a separate reading. Okay, so let me just first close this one up before we get into these 3 cards. I might just open up another reading for this lengthy message. But just these cards are aligned with the message. And this other card is aligned with the message. Okay. All right, so then we have this last card here that is bedroom energy, guest or kids. So this person is probably mentally delayed to where they act like a child. So they act like a child where they need someone to kind of oversee them, to guide them, to advise them. But because of their age, because of their experience, because of how they move in life, they're not able to get that guidance. And so they're just kind of like on a revolving door of being stuck and fixed. So their North Node needs attention. What is their North Node? Awareness. Their North Node is like the North Star. At this point, it's God. You need to find God. And I hate to be that person. Okay, maybe I dislike. There you go. I dislike to be that person. Not necessarily hate, because if someone needs to tell you what to do, I would prefer it coming from someone with a good heart. Yeah. With good intentions. And the divine is telling me no, not a good heart, a pure heart. Because my heart's pure. So I would be the one to tell you, and this all comes with love. Yeah, it don't sound too nice. My tone's not going to change, because at this point you're too grown. If you're doing all this out here but don't know that, you need God, I'm not saying anything negative to you. I'm just letting you know what you're ignoring. Because I'm sure your mind has told you. I'm sure people have told you in your life countless times. There is always someone that's going to tell you what to do. And if you feel like no one in life can tell you what to do, you need to seek someone higher than you. And that is God. Okay? What is higher and bigger than life? The ultimate creator. And so I am telling you this now. Seek him or her, because there's no gender outside of the 3D. Seek him or her, which is God, the one true creator. I want to say sky crew because he's in the sky. I've been watching a lot of TV shows, and The 100 is a really good show on Netflix. Like the concept of it, and just seeing how life is formulated, cultures are formed, and dialects are formed. Like it's a really organic way of looking at how life could have been for us with caveman or cavemen, but just more modern. So we're not really looking at cavemen. We're looking at people like us out here doing cool stuff, But the 100, it speaks on the apocalypse basically happening and then creation forming again. But it's not new creation. It is the creation that once was, making a better form of life. So anyway, I don't believe it's blasphemous. It really talks about how to move as a culture, really weighing the pros and cons of life or death experiences, and kind of like having no good option. What do you go with? It's like 4 seasons of like 30 episodes each. I definitely, this is no sponsorship or anything. I'm being the plug for you right now. Go watch that movie. That is TV show. What? That TV show, that series, it's amazing on Netflix. Okay, The 100. Octavia, that's my girl. Just know that. All right, yeah. Some people might, act a little different because, she went through a lot of stuff in season, the end of season 1, season 2. But season 3 and 4, don't play with Octavia. Don't play with her. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. I'm telling you, don't play with it. Anyway, I'll see you soon. I'm going to open up a new reading to digest what this tarot reader that is acting sociopathic or psychopathic and offering too lengthy of messages without really increasing the vibration of the collective. Okay, so I'm gonna add that to the end of this video if you would like to watch. So I'll see you soon. Until the next